Welcome to our healing yoga class. Thank you so much for being here. We're holding space for this class 10 to 11 a.m. on Fridays. However, coming towards the end of this month, we have a few celebrations that people may be honoring. So we're switching them to Wednesdays on December 23rd and December 30th. And there'll be reminders. We've sent that in emails. The switch has come, but just I'm going to keep announcing that just for those following, they know. And it'll be the same time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So also, if you have any prop, we'll go over a pose with either a blanket. This is one of those yoga blankets rolled up. It is not necessary to have this one. You can also just find a pillow. We'll use something to sit upon to maybe make some space in the knees later on before some neck stretching. So just one more thing, you can use any prop. This is another blanket. You can roll this blanket up. Here's an extra yoga mat I could use. So just know you can use really limitless ideas there. So let's get on started. The intention today I have for class is a stimulating class. We haven't done too much of that in our class. So some warmth, some stimulation, as well as acknowledging some new growth and expansion within us. So if you have any of your own intentions, please also let that be a part of the motivation for class, for practice. We'll take time to connect to that when we stand in a moment. Let's start in a comfortable seated position. I really like to harmonize. We've talked about the importance of Om in past classes. So any comfortable seat, and if you have a prop with you, since we did call upon it, and let me close the light starts to get really bright this time of day, and then apologies there. Okay. So maybe sitting on a pillow or a blanket for the sit bones is going to feel great right now. You can also be on a chair or wherever you find yourself. You're totally welcome. So comfortable seated position, briefly going over the structure of an Om, the sound vibration starting from the root base of us. We talk about our root chakra being the base of the pelvis, the O coming up, the sound O towards the heart, and then the sound at the end towards the head. So a journey from the root to the head, which we're constantly calling upon within our practice. So if that's resonating with you, go ahead and join us, or you can just listen or chant internally. Finding a comfortable seated position, rooting down through the base of you. Gently allow yourself to press down into your root base and allow the opposite action of lengthening tall through the crown and spine. Let the arm bones fall heavy. Notice the shoulder blades sliding down towards your glutes, these little plates on the back body sliding and releasing. Even if it's just something you're chanting in the head, try to feel that sensation occurring in the back body. Let the hands float to the heart space if you'd like to connect to your vibration. And on the next exhale, 3 Oms and 3 Shantis if you'd like. Uh, 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Meaning peace, peace, peace to all beings. Thank you for harmonizing. So let's get standing on up. We'll start grounding down in our rooted mountain pose. What we'll do first is have the feet take maybe hip width distance, your comfortable space between the legs. I really like my feet underneath my hips, usually feels pretty stable. Let's lift the toes Spread the toes, gently grip your toes, being aware of some movement and some stability there through the toes. Ground down through your toe mound, the outer ridge of your foot and your heel cleat. Then lift through the inner arch of your foot. Lift the kneecaps. Notice the engagements from the feet to the knees alone. Nice and stable. Then from the kneecaps, lifting up with energy, engaging the front leg, the back leg, the glutes. Find a neutral pelvis. You may sway or rock back and forth. And I really like to say each class, it doesn't always happen in the beginning, but please, in our healing yoga, this is all about your healing journey, and we're just connecting here to hold space. So any mindfulness that you want to bring is welcome. If something I'm offering is not resonating, please back off and just find your own pose that feels good. You're welcome to just be with us. That being said, also, we look to in our healing yoga to find our edge and then back off right before passing our edge and pause. All right, so coming back to the engagement. From the feet, up through the knees, up through the legs, the pelvis, nice and stable. We'll refer to these as the lower body engagement. And then the thumbs spiral back, the heart lifts. Reach out through the crown of your head, please. Take an inhale up the front body, space and expansion in the front, and take an exhale down the spine, down the back body ground. One more inhale up the front body. Open your heart, lift your chest, and exhalation down the back body ground. We've been talking about some alignment cues for good alignment throughout our movements today. So we'll offer it here in our grounded Tadasana. Without moving much, begin to engage the pelvic floor, the area between sit bones up towards your heart. Maybe the inner thighs engage, whatever sensation you feel, some muscles engaging upward. And then navel zone, engage towards the spine, towards the heart, stability there. And then your chin down towards your heart. Notice you're reaching out through the crown of your head. Let's take 3 more breath cycles in and out through the nose, aware of the pelvic floor, of the navel, of the throat. Last breath cycle here we call Ujjayi breath in yoga, breathing in through the nose, slow and steady down to the bottom lobes of the lungs, expanding chest, and then exhaling, releasing all that beautiful breath out through the nose. So we're going to offer in something I've not done with this class yet because we have that intention of cardiovascular stimulation. We're going to take sun salutations here, but really slow and gentle. And again, healing yoga is intention. The intention is to listen to your own vital force, so always backing off. Let's come to it. If you're using a mat, we'll come to the top, or just maybe make sure you have some lengthening space here. Bend your knees gently, softly, and then find engagements in Tadasana. Inhale, palms up, reach up, stretch up. Gently lift your heart space by pressing your strong lower body forward and your shoulder blades together and up. Exhale, bend the knees as much as you want. Fold down through center, release. So I just remembered I would like to do an intention breath before we take off here. Let's bend the knees, hands to your hips, lengthen through the crown, and again, stand all the way nice and up, strong to a Tadasana. Palms out. So here, in case the group intention of stimulation with the cardiovascular and new growth is not resonating, Please say to yourself your own intention, your own goal. Inhale, reach on up to that goal, and exhale, pull it down through your whole midline. Let's just do 2 more like that. Inhale, strong and stable from your base, reach up, pull your intention down through the center. Awesome. 1 more. Be here now and mindfulness, pulling it down through you. All right, so now we'll begin to take off into our gentle sun salutations. Again from Tadasana, inhale, reach on up high to the sky. Lift your heart by sending your pelvis and legs gently forward. Lift your heart. Exhale, bend the knees, folding from the waist. Fold down, first fold. So here is where we'll take the left leg back, and you can do knee down. If you'd like support, you're welcome to offer in that blanket or pillow you may have. Once you're stable, we're coming to a lunge, we'll lift up. So I'll just show from the side here in case anybody wants to see. From our left foot back, inhale, we're going to come on up, hands to hips to start. If you're feeling stable, hands to heart. And even more stable, hands all the way up. Direct your front right knee towards the right pinky. Keep asymmetrically, just energetically drawing your knees into center line to pull up through this beautiful midline energy. And the things that help with that also are those engagement cues we went over in Tadasana. Pelvic floor directs up, navel to spine and up, and then chin down towards your heart. Reach out through the crown. So from here, we're going to begin to bring our hands down alongside of us. We're coming to a wide tabletop. So this is what a tabletop looks like, with our hands in alignment under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. But here you'll notice I'm creating a little bit wider. It's like, if you guys know, plank pose with the knees down. So what I'll do here is a supported lowering down to the earth. From this wide table, I shift my shoulders forward. My knees are supporting, my elbows to show forward now, bend in towards me. And I'm going to drop my chest and my chin down to the earth, and then the pelvis all the way down. So I'll just show one more time from our wide tabletop, supported lowering all the way down to the earth. From here, we'll go through moving props. That's why I don't like to use them sometimes. From here, we'll go through a supported lift of the chest. So we'll maybe come through like a sphinx. Inhale, lift your heart space. Beautiful. Find any movement for the neck you might want. Press down through your feet, through your lower body. Lift the chest here. Spread the skin on the chest in your sphinx. And then from here, engage into the elbows, the arms, curl the back toes. You're lifting your own pelvis up. And here you're either going to stay here in like a humble pose, bowing, or you may even take a tabletop for a moment. Inhale and exhale. So you're either coming from this humble pose, bowing, stretching, or tabletop. And here was that other side lunge here to complete this salutation to the sun. We'll bring our left leg forward. Other side lunge, and I'll show from the side. Remember, you're welcome to cushion that knee. Root down through your lower body, lift up through the upper body. Hands maybe come to hips. If you feel stable in the pelvis, Hands connect to heart space. And even further, if you want to be more stimulating, arms on high up to the sky. Direct your left knee towards your left pinky. Again, that action of pulling the knees towards one another and then bringing that energy up through the spine, up the center body. The energetic engagements help pelvic floor up to heart, navel to spine and heart, and then your chin down towards your heart. So here's some movement being offered. What we're going to do is take our back leg to meet the front leg. Hands can come alongside you to stabilize. Come back to that fold. We're starting back where we're ending back where we started. Forward fold, bend your knees. Hands come to your hips. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Come all the way nice and strong with the legs. Let the hands spiral up. Reach on up to your intention. Breathe in and breathe out down through the neutral center. Awesome. So I don't think I've done a sun salutation with this group yet. See how that's feeling for you. Take a few breath cycles, just allowing some internal reflection. It's a lot of movement in one cycle. And then we'll be pulling some of that apart then later on throughout class. So feel free, if one pose resonated, come into that and hang out in that for a minute or two. You're welcome to do that. If you want to do the other side, inhale from Tadasana, reach on up, stretch up high to the sky, lift your heart space and chest, bend your knees, lengthen through the spine, reach out through the crown and fold all the way down. Exhale, breath. Inhale, breath. We're going to send the right leg, the opposite one, back. Here's that other side lunge. Remember to offer in any support if you'd like. Once you're stable in your feet, then we're lifting upper body on top of the pelvis. Hands maybe at hips, at heart. And if you want full expression up high to the sky element, direct your pelvic floor up towards your heart. Direct your navel towards your spine, towards your heart, and direct your chin down towards your heart. So we're about to come through that supported lowering. Bend the hands down through center line. Let the hands come forward. Take your front leg back. Wide tabletop pose again. From the wide tabletop, shifting forward, bend the elbows in towards you. Have the chest and the head come down, all the way down. From here, Sphinx again. And take a moment here hanging out in your Sphinx. If you like some neck rotations, we go over this sometimes. We'll do it a little later on in class too, but feel free. We'll have 5 breath cycles here. Feel free to hang out and use any of the warmth, the stimulation that we've been cultivating. Send it to any tense or areas experiencing sensation right now. We stabilize this pose through pressing down through the feet behind us and down through the legs as one strong unit, your lower body engagements. From here, we're going to press back into that humble pose, whether it's hips lifted, curl the toes, engage the legs, and send your pelvis high. So whether it's this one or child's pose, sending the hips down towards your heels, or just a tabletop pose. Either 3 of those are available. Let's allow 3 full breath cycles in and out through the nose, wherever you find yourself. And if you haven't already come to a tabletop pose, and you'll send that right leg forward. We're going to complete our lunges here. Once you're stable through the feet, inhale brings the upper body stacked over the hips. Maybe the hands are at your hip space. Find neutral pelvis. Maybe your hands are at heart space, connecting to your inner essence, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, unconditional love. Maybe you do full expression. Inhale and exhale. Keep lengthening through the back of your neck by reaching out through the crown, top of your head. We're going to come forward now with ourselves, hands alongside the feet, curl the back toes if they weren't already, and then feet meet, fold forward. Uttanasana in Sanskrit, bend your knees. You would like just to have your ribs against your thighs. Let's have the hands connect to the hips, elbows up to the sky. Bend the knees nice and strong to support the lengthening spine up towards the sky as you stand in Tadasana. Palms release. Let the hands come all the way up. Reach up to your beautiful intention for practice. And then exhale. Pull this down through your whole midline. Beautiful sun salutations. It's a little high five for you. That was awesome. Very solar, very energizing. So thank you for doing that with me. Let's come into some more postures, but we won't do as fast of movement. So still stimulating, but remember, if it's not in alignment for you, back off. We'll take the left leg back. Let's try a lunge up high. And I'm going to have to, the sun keeps getting really powerful. All right. Good, you can still see me there. So we have our lunge. If you want, you can still have the back knee down. Just to be telling you how to do the back foot offerings, you can curl the back toe for knee protection, or you can have the foot flat, but this won't feel good for everyone, and you can always support. So you're either knee supported, or, look, here's me a little air element there, okay. Or you can have the back leg up, and either one's available. Let's take the front knee directed towards your front pinky toe. Hands to hips, nice strong base beneath you. Balance the pelvis and bring your hands to your inner essence. Let's remind ourselves of the qualities of the loving heart space. Compassionate, kindness, unconditional love. So a twist now, I'm just going to move for the image to show you. So a twist we can express can be right hand to hip, left hand to the outer right knee. From the root, the area at the sit bones, to the heart, center chest, we're twisting to the right. Inhale and exhale here. Allow this to cleanse and stimulate abdomen zone and release anything no longer serving you. It's always welcome to do audible exhales, maybe horse breath, where you just let the breath come out through the mouth and flap the lips. Can feel really great for the nervous system to enter the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. Or you can always just do a sigh. Awesome. And then we'll begin to come back through center. Let's have that back foot, take a look, engage it. And if you're down, you're going to bring the feet forward, or if you're standing up, feet meet. So either way that you find yourself, back to a Tadasana. Let's take a big sweep of the arms all the way up, reach up, stretch up, connect to your motivation, your intention, and pull it down through your whole neutral center. Let's take a breath cycle, just reflecting. Always welcome for water or anything that feels good. Just a reminder, this is a stimulating class and we don't always do that. So I just want to make sure this is your healing space, honoring what you would like. So if you feel ready, let's try that sequence on the other side. We'll take our right foot back this time, whether the knees up or down in our Anjaneyasana lunge. Take your time finding your stance, and then you'll direct front knee to that front pinky, bringing in nice engagements in the upper thigh so that you can direct your energy inward from the pelvis up through the crown. Beautiful. Hands to hips. Stabilize the pelvis. Hands to heart. Forgiveness. Kindness. Unconditional love. The beautiful qualities of our limitless heart space. If full expression feels good, you're welcome to bring the arms up. Not necessary. Inhale and exhale. We'll go into our twist then. We'll bring left hand to hip just for stability, and then right hand to your outer knee. We're allowing for a twist from our root all the way up to the center chest to the left of us. Remember the breath cycles, breathing in and out through the nose. Allow the breath in your own body to ground you. And any audible exhales, welcome. Or the sigh. Releasing anything no longer serving you or others. And as you're ready, beginning to come back through center. If your knee is down, you'll just engage both legs forward or take a walk forward and come to a Tadasana. Take a few breath cycles, just reflecting on how you feel in the body here. Let's begin to take the feet as wide as feels good for you, wider than hip width. If you want to go wider, go for it. I really want you to honor what feels stable. Find a nice stable position. Take the heels out a little bit wider than the toes. Bend your knees, hands to your hips, and we're coming into a really nice fold here. Lower the body, lengthening through the spine. Draw your chin in towards your chest. Lower down. Once you get to wherever you've lowered, release the arms. Maybe the arms even grab the elbows, a little swaying action. Keep the legs nice and strong to support this bend from the waist. You're lengthening and allowing space, the whole back body, specifically from the tailbone to the back of your head. Maybe the hands make prayer hands back behind the head if that feels good, or even taking the hands interlaced up to the sky. If it feels okay for you, take another 3 breath cycles, allowing yourself to fold in this beautiful pose. But you can always, if it's too much for the head, come on out whenever. As you feel ready to offer in some movement, you'll again Strengthen through those legs in case you lost any engagement in the legs. Bend the knees as deeply as you want. Hands to your hips. Reach out through the crown of your head. Nice and stable. Come all the way on up to standing again. Let's do a nice big, awesome. I loved that, Cindy. Take a nice big star pose if it feels good. Stretch on up. So now the arms are mirroring the legs and the head is that fifth point of the star. Connect to your star self, that bright light within. Connect to all the stimulation and cardiovascular health we've been working on in our class. And also connect to your intention. Thank you, body. I am grateful. You can say that to yourself. And we'll let the hands then spiral to the hips. Let's just toe heel in. So we bring the heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. Beautiful. We're going to come down for one more heart opener. Just checking our time. Perfect. Come down for a heart opener. So if you have those props that we talked about, you might want this. We're going to be standing upon the knees. So taking a moment to get set up. I'm a little bit sporadic with the props. You'll notice they were like in my face before, and I was like, whoop. So take a moment to not have what I did happen and just, have them nice and where you need them, but also out of the way when you need them. Or out of the way when you need them out of the way. Okay, so we'll come standing on the knees. This is called Ustrasana, camel pose. This is an ultimate heart opener. And I'm going to come forward now. I just wanted to show you how that looked from the side. Make sure you're comfortable in this stance. And you'll take a look back when you're ready just to see if the feet and heels are in alignment with the knees and the hips. You're looking for these like right angles. If they're not, please don't force anything. You'll just gently guide them to alignment. And over time, over days, weeks, months, years, that's how long these things take, it will be in alignment better. So we'll just be gentle with it. And from there, bringing your hands to your hips, elbows try to press in towards one another. And you'll notice that that just kind of brings the shoulder blades together in the back body and lifts the chest a little. It's spreading the skin here. I'm going to show from the back again. If it feels okay, you can bring the hands alongside this plate on the back of you, this low back sacral plate. So the hands can look like that, or they can stay here. So just wanted to show. So from here, very important, it's called in yoga a spinal bend a lot, but really we're going to talk about the legs and the shoulders, and then the spine gets sent in a bend from that movement. So we're pressing our strong legs that we've been cultivating forward, our hips forward. Notice how that makes space here in the lower abdomen. From that, then, you bring your elbows in, shoulder blades together, and then press the shoulder blades up to the sky. You'll notice how that lifts the heart up. So we're pressing hips forward, heart is up high to the sky. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. However, if it feels good in your cervical neck, you can open the throat. But some that might not feel good for today. So you may want to keep the chin in and reach out through the crown. And as you're ready, begin to come back, head over heart, heart over pelvis. That was a lot. Heart opener. So now we'll come to that knee pose. So get your prop ready for, I'm going to roll this blanket. I forgot the name. Roll the blanket underneath. But remember, you can use a pillow, maybe any prop you might have available. If you don't have one, come to a comfortable seated position. What we'll do here is have maybe a prop, if you have it to offer, in between the hamstrings, the back leg, and the gastrocs, the calf muscle. So you'll also know how the bigger the roll, the more intense, the smaller the roll or pillow, less intense, closer in towards the knee crease, more intense, further towards the ankles, less intense. So just want to give you all these options for your toolkit. And then we're going to sit back on it. So, woo, it can be quite intense. And play around with those things we talked about, lesser or more, for it to be able to endure if you're doing this pose with me. Otherwise, just come to seated it comfortably. Wherever you are, we're going to work on some breath for a few breath cycles. So Ujjayi breaths, I'm just adjusting my blanket. Ujjayi breaths. Inhales through the nose, down to the bottom lobes of the lungs, expand the ribs and chest. As much as you expand is as much as you exhale out through the nose. If it feels okay, always feel free to move. Maybe try a few more breath cycles wherever you find yourself. Any seated posture welcome. Deep Ujjayi breath cycles. And I just did an exhale through the mouth. If that feels good for you, horse breath. Any audible exhale. And then come back to breaths in and out through the nose. And we're going to move on from this. So beautiful job. Again, a high five. We're doing some stimulating stuff today. So high five. We will take that on out. If you use the prop, let the legs come out to the side and again, find a comfortable seated position. It is most welcome though, if you'd like to sit your sit bones, just that edge of your sit bones onto the prop. And that allows your pelvis to tilt forward and create some beautiful space here. So sitting back on a prop can be nice. I like this for my legs, but any comfortable seated position welcome, just cross-legged, whatever feels right. Let's get into some neck stretching. Release the arm bones, nice and soft. Let the palms maybe lie face up on the legs. If you're having trouble releasing the arm bones, it can be helpful to contract release. So you can bring your arms up to the ears and then surrender. And you can do that as many times as feels good. Let the shoulder blades slide down towards your glutes. Bringing your nose down, your chin towards your heart. Reach out through the crown of your head. So the first pose we'll do here is flexion, releasing the chin down towards your heart. Your gaze comes down. Breathe in and out through the back of your neck. If you want furthermore pressure, you can interlace the hands, bring the elbows wide, and take the hands back behind the head. You can even let the elbows just cave in, and it'll be more intense, you'll see, because you're not engaging the muscles of your arms. It just depresses the head. If that's too much, please just release the arm bones to fall heavy. If this feels good, spend a few more breath cycles here. Breathing space and freedom into the back of the neck, please. For further release, if you feel your hand, if you want, you can if you have your hands up high interlaced behind your head, you can gently, about 10% of your energy,
press your own head into your arms, into your hands. Spend about 8 seconds, 10% of energy pressing into your own hands, and then soften again. Let your head fall deeper.
This is a massage method, and it can sometimes help you to release the muscles of your neck even more. So you're gently engaging those muscles into your hand and then softening again, and sometimes the muscles able to lengthen and surrender and relax. When you're ready, let's begin to come back to neutral. Release the hands. As always, if you find something that's resonating, feel free to stay there. Totally welcome. Next pose that you may want to try, underneath the collarbones, bringing your palms to the tissue below the collarbones. So you can locate those bones on the either side of the chest, and there's some soft tissues and muscles. We'll gently press into those and bring that energy down towards our feet. Inhale extends the chin up by making a line with your nose tip. Breathe space and freedom into the front of the neck. Take deep and slow breath cycles in and out through your nose for this. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. And as you feel ready, you're welcome to come back to neutral, release the palms, and allow yourself to feel sensation. Even comparing maybe that first stretch to the second neck stretch. Which one felt better or got to your sensation more, or maybe neither. We'll try one more variation here. Let's see if you'd like to lateral flexion, bringing your right ear towards your right shoulder. So you can do it without the arms. The arms are just fallen heavy, and you're bringing your right ear to the right shoulder. Nose tip tries to stay forward. Again, if you have some more energy you'd like to offer, you can bring the right arm up to surrender on the side of the head. Not necessary though. Just want to offer it in there. We'll have all different levels and areas of where we're at today. If it's too much with the arm, just surrender that arm again. So we'll continue softening the face, softening the eyes, softening the jaw, softening the tongue wherever you are, softening your mind, softening your heart, and softening the gut. First, if you use the arm, allow the arm to gently release, and then allow yourself to just nice and gently bring your head back to neutral. Notice how this feels for you. We'll do that on the other side, but remember to back off if it's not what your body's wanting right now. This is just an offering for your toolkit. So we'll start lateral flexion, bringing the left ear towards the left shoulder, nose tip center. Maybe this side's more intense or less intense. You're welcome to stay here. Let the arm bones fall heavy. And if you'd like to add more energy, Left arm can nice and gently spiral up to be on the side of the head. If that didn't feel good, allow the arm bone to float back down, and we're softening. Soften your eyes, all facial muscle, all facial tension that you might feel. Notice if you're gripping with your fingertips anywhere, try to soften. And then as you feel ready, you can let that arm bone slide down nice and gently, and then just the weight of the own neck, bringing the neck back. And take a moment. You might want some sways or just kind of check in with what feels good. Let's do one more movement here if it feels okay, just to kind of integrate all of that beautiful opening we did. We'll take our hands interlaced, bring them back behind the head, elbows wide. I even like my hands to really be under that bone in the back of the cranium. So it's like my pinkies lie on that, and then my thumbs lie along the neck itself. Inhales, opens the heart, lifts your chest, bringing the shoulder blades together and up. Exhales, close your elbows, close your book, round in the upper back. Inhales, opens, and exhales, close. Only if it feels good. You can also do this, I'll just show, without the arms. Inhales, open, exhales, close. Inhales, lift the heart gently, and exhales, round through the upper back gently. One more. Okay, so now let's begin to come on out of our seated position. We're going to come on down to our back. We're just going to ground the spine, do a twist, and then we'll have time for Shavasana. So nice supported lowering of the spine, lengthening down to the mat, down to the earth. You can first start with the knees in and the feet wide. You'll notice this plants the low back, the sacrum to the earth. So let's hang out here for a few breath cycles. And I really invite, you can just end class this way. We have, about 7 more minutes. This is just so healing for the spine to be supported by the earth this way, and deep breath. So you're welcome to set on up and just remain here for several minutes. Hands can come on the stomach and the heart. Connect to the grounding sensation of the spine, grounded to the earth from the tailbone all the way up to the back of the head. Allow your shoulder blades to plant just like little plates in the upper back, nice and flat on the mat or the earth below. Allow your elbows to be as wide as you desire, and take deep breath cycles into the hands on your body. So remember, if this is where this feels good today, remain here. I do this some days for 30, 40 minutes. It's just so soothing. If you'd like to offer in a twist, you're welcome to just bring the knees and feet together, lift the legs, take the legs to the left, and then extend your right arm out to the right. Surrender.
Just allowing for some quiet time towards the last few minutes of class, less talking for me, internal reflection, or maybe just silence and stillness, whatever you have space for. If you tried the twist this way and want to try the other way, engage your legs gently, your abdomen gently, and bring the legs to the center and then out to the right, releasing legs to the right. And then left arm maybe tease out. Gently engage the legs and the abdomen to bring your legs back to center. And again, just want to offer you're welcome to just hang out in this pose if you'd like, with the legs bent. Maybe you open the hands this time, or you can come to a full Shavasana. I'll show legs lengthen out, the arms release, and surrender. Wherever you find yourself in a nice calming pose so that you can honor your beautiful form through some stillness for the last few minutes we have. If you'd like to work on some visualization practice, please take deep breath cycles in through the nose, down to the lungs, and here's the visualization, imagining nostrils on the chest so that you could deeply breathe into your lung and chest space, and exhale, surrender. Inhale to these imaginary nostrils, expanding the chest, the lungs, the ribs, and then releasing, exhale. Complete one or two more deep breath cycles, and then begin to find that stillness, honoring your beautiful form wherever you are. Yay!
That was fun. Sorry. I just saw a visual that made me giggle. Um, but yeah, that was a little, I just thought a little sound healing. This is one of my sound bowls from Nepal that I got when I was there. Just very peaceful. But yeah, if you'd like to come on back, you're welcome to come back to seated, take a little stretch. You're also welcome to just remain in Shavasana if you have more time for this healing. If you are coming back upright, we'll just close class out with a few ohms and shantis. Whoever's present, please be here with us. So we'll root down through our sit bones, reach out through the crown of our head, let the arm bones fall heavy, and then they can float to heart if they want to connect in. Take an inhale and exhale, and then holding space for 3 ohms and 3 shantis, any vibration sound you would like. Uh, uh, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Meaning peace, peace, peace to all. Thank you so much and hope to be with you guys next week. Blessings.